Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the High Soapbox. For a very special episode. I am your host, and today we are joined by a friend of the show, Mr. Billy Badass himself.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much, bro. So we're here to talk about. Well, at least this particular episode. We're probably going to end up cutting this short, and then moving on to like a more general one after, just because it's always fun to fuck around. But we're talking about the recent expansion
of Pokemon.
Yeah, and you're the only friend I have that has played the DLC and likes it, and like does it. Like all my friends who like Pokemon have sworn off this generation. I don't blame them. But
I don't think I hate this generation. I do agree the game definitely needs work, but like
I would say this. If the entire game was structured like the Isle of Armor was,
yeah, it would be good. It would have been better, at least, because like I feel like with the Isle of Armor, like when you were changing locations, it felt like you were like, and it was like this forest,
right?
Beach,
and also every single time I've played it, I found out, oh, I didn't know this goes like I found today that in one of the caves you can drive down like a little waterfall like thing and end up in the sea.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like and it, I don't know, like I feel like the way it's structured, like it's easy to traverse and you could just get to each
anywhere from anywhere.
Yeah, literally, and it's
seamless.
It's nice. Yeah, and it's cool. Like, and I feel like I like the aesthetic. Like, I like the Pokemon that they added. It was good. Like, honestly,
it feels like an island, but it doesn't feel like it feels like it still feels Galarian.
Right.
It doesn't feel like a Lola in
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it fit. Like, it fit well, and like
although the dojo was a weird choice. But it still kind of a cool aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, like I didn't mind the dojo. I do like that kind of shit.
I like the fact that you can upgrade it.
Yeah.
I feel more invested in the Isle of Armor than I do Galar. Like I feel like I'm building it up.
Yeah, and like my thing is with the dojo, like building it up. Like after a while though, some of the upgrades are kind of like, eh. Like once you get the vending machine, it's like, all right, cool. You would expect the vending machine to come in with some drinks. No, you gotta turn the vending machine on.
Bro,
then you gotta get water for it. Then you gotta get lemonade for it. Like, bro, what the fuck are these upgrades?
And then you get to the 3 upgrades where you get the protein and the iron and the zinc and all the EV and all the effort value stuff. But even then, that stuff's But I mean, sure, it's cool to buy that stuff at a discount, but it's also very niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I EV trained some Pokemon for shits and giggles.
I EV train here and there as well. Not necessarily.
I just finished my Flygon. Got my Flygon up, ready to go.
I just transferred my Flygon from Sun. I had a shiny Flygon.
Ooh, really?
Shiny Milotic and a shiny Snorlax, and I just transferred them all.
Side note: before we continue going into the DLC, I really need to get a Milotic for my Pokedex. Can I trade you a feedback to trade back?
I got you, bro.
Appreciate you. I do like that. Side note for Sword and Shield, I do like that. Nothing's set in stone. Like you don't really have to breed anything.
Oh yeah.
It'll make your life easier, but it's super easy to get a Pokemon to level 100 for hyper training. It's super easy to EV train. Because they have certain segments where only certain types of Pokemon, certain EVs are. They have the fucking mints that change natures.
And like what I've noticed, like it's more centered towards competitive play. Like
it's making competitive play more accessible.
Yeah, like because I feel like that's normally what people want to do when they play Pokemon. Because obviously
you want to battle.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's only so much of a ceiling you can get when the Pokemon are just like everybody's level 100 and all legendaries. Like,
right.
You can wreck a legendary, with a normal Pokemon that's EV trained with a game plan.
Exactly. And I feel like also like with that, like with the competitive aspect, like obviously they got the mints, they make it so easy to hit 100. You can hyper train, like. You could just get so many Pokemon, like you could just literally buff your team as quick as possible. And
I will say they could have done with a much better way to get your EVs back down to 0. But even then, they did that with the Isle of Armor. There are 6 trees spread out throughout the island that only drop 1 berry of the EV values.
Right, and like it's crazy. Like my thing with I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can get the HP one from the Honeycomb Island place. More I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, and like I feel like as far as competitive teams go, there's some like I feel like the Galar region, they picked so many weird Pokemon so that like you're just forced to experiment your team. Like
right, and they also didn't add the best pseudo legendaries they could have.
Exactly.
T-Tar's nice, but he's niche. Gudra's basically T-Tar, but for special defense. Hydreigon dies to a gust of wind, but is kind of strong.
Yeah, I feel like. Well, I mean, they added Garchomp in this. They added Garchomp in this patch or the next.
I think they're adding like all the pseudos like Metagross. Well, I'm waiting for Metagross because I got a shiny perfect EV trained Metagross sitting in bank that I grinded for back in Sun and Moon with an imperfect nature that I'm waiting to give a mint. But
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I have like Sun and Moon and even Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I got so many like good Pokemon like just in the tuck that I just can't use yet. And I can't wait for the Crown Tundra because I know that DLC is going to be 10 times better than the Isle of Armor. Just the way they like presented it.
Yeah, I would hope that I think if the Isle of Armor,
I don't think the Crown Tundra story is going to be good either.
It's not.
I think as far as story goes, they kind of given up. They've been given up because like who plays Pokemon for a good story anymore? Like, I mean, there's some people out there who probably do, but like, bro, as for me, I don't think the Pokemon story has. Well, honestly. There's some games, like, even early on, like...
Gen 5 and Ultra Sun and Moon had very good stories, in my opinion, personally.
I didn't play Ultra Sun and Moon.
Ultra Sun and Moon took whatever... Like, the story in Sun and Moon was fine. Ultra Sun and Moon, holy shit. Like honestly, if I were you, I would highly suggest going back and playing it just for the story alone. Because it's the same, obviously, on the first island, but not really.
Right. They changed some shit up. I know. I saw that. Like my friend was telling me somewhat like the same thing. He said the story wasn't bad either. But like for me, I just think like Pokemon's story is kind of like it's
whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like all right. I already understand
it that I'm in the face of like The Last of Us.
I'm the chosen one. I know that I have to stop this evil organization from stealing Pokemon.
That can't be a 10-year-old.
Right, and I know that their leader is just like a god, like it's just, and then
big badass,
for some reason he's just about to steal the legendary Pokemon, but I stop him. Like that's just like you see that so many times. It's kind of like okay.
I think the 3D also hurts the storytelling.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when it's flat like that, it's up to your imagination. Like, do you remember the cutscene from Emerald and how it blew your mind?
Exactly. Like the first time you seen it, and then like that's what I'm saying. Like some of that shit is just like nowadays is kind of like redundant or well, not redundant, monotonous. Very monotonous. The formula.
The more realistic it gets, the less your mind has to fill in the blanks.
Exactly.
And I also think that comes with age. I also think that comes with age. You know, when we're kids, our minds are able to make something more grandiose than it really is. It's like it's like the original Final Fantasy VII. People think it was the most cool, realistic shit back in the day, but then they remake it and they look at the old one. The new one looks exactly how I remember it. Why the fuck does it look like this? You know?
Right.
You know? But I will say more to your point about like the good points of it. While the story may be garbage now, I will say that what Isle of Armor did do is
it's garbage. I think it's predictable.
It's very predictable. The DLC fosters a sense of discovery.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like
I've been playing it every day since it came out, and every day I find something new. Some are big,
sometimes it's
big, sometimes it's small.
That's what I'm saying. And like and that's kind of why I like the DLC, because it made me like, yo, you know what? This wasn't that bad of a game.
Right.
And like, this wasn't that bad of a game. There's still so much I could do, and that's why I like the DLC. Like, it gave me that feeling like, yo, there's more I could do. Like, before when I initially played Sun and Moon, I beat it like within a week, and then a week later I completed the decks, and I was just chilling. Like, I had nothing else to do. I could obviously.
Bro, I beat Alpha Sapphire in like. I got Alpha Sapphires. I beat Alpha Sapphire in like 12 hours, and I got the full Pokédex in like a week.
Bro,
when I say full Pokédex, I mean everybody.
Oh, my friend is FaceTiming me real fast.
Hold up. But my apologies, folks. Bill currently just muted himself briefly to deal with a personal thing. Give him a moment. He should be back in the next 45 seconds, but basically what I was saying is the best Pokemon games live, or like, I think the best Pokemon games are the ones with the best gimmicks. You know, because if you think about it, like, I don't know about for any Pokemon fans listening, the best Pokemon games, in my opinion, are the ones that had the most to do outside of beating the Elite Four and completing the Pokedex. You know, I think back to something like Pokemon Emerald or Pokemon Platinum, where you had a battle frontier, you had contests, you had like walking with your Pokemon.
Exactly, yo, and that's another thing. Like, yo, they took that shit out, and like, I will have to say Pokemon Platinum or Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver were my favorite. I love Gen 4. Gen 4 for me was the best. Like, it was the best. It was when, it made me feel like no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. Like, you had the black trainer card to work towards. Bro, you had like so much shit to do that is just no longer there.
How about the fact that they added a whole separate storyline on a separate continent that you didn't get access to until after you completed the Pokedex to a certain degree?
Exactly. On Soul Silver, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about Platinum. I'm talking about Platinum.
Wait, what?
Do you remember the resort area, the battle area?
Oh yeah, the little resort after you beat the game and
dude,
shit, dog.
You get a
that
fucking
shit was lit.
Dude, imagine a fucking you being able to decorate like your own house or shit in the like having an island, having an island house you have in the Isle of Armor.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
or like,
I'm hoping they have that in the frozen in the
Crown Tundra. In the Crown Tundra, bro. Whatchamacallit? You remember Pokemon Platinum? I don't know if you ever played this with your friends. But like the underground tunnel shit,
I never had that.
Shit was so much fun, yo. If you had more than three people, bro,
it was lit.
It was lit, yo.
For me,
it was an irreplaceable experience.
I'm a couple years older than you, so for me, it was secret bases with Emerald.
Okay, so see, but that's not that far behind because after Emerald followed Diamond and Pearl, and that's what we did. Like, same shit, secret bases with Diamond and Pearl. We just had 2 screens. That's it.
Can I tell you something very sad? I didn't know that the original Nintendo DS could connect to Wi-Fi.
Really?
Or the DS Lite, I mean. I didn't know it could, and I didn't know how to.
I knew it could. I could never get it to work because when you had Wi-Fi, like the way it worked, like you needed NASA strong connection or else that shit wasn't working for you. Even the Wii.
I didn't even know how to do it. I didn't know how to set up Wi-Fi myself yet.
Honestly, it's the same way as like everything now. You just go into settings, internet, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's like
I figured it. You want to know? It's actually kind of sad. I turned on the Wi-Fi bit for in my old Black game. Like after like that was all, the whole part like festival scene down there was already dead. It's like I thought back to it. I'm like, I could have had so much fucking fun with this as a kid, but I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, bro. Honestly,
it is one of those things I missed out on. Like, I never got Spiritomb. I never got Spiritomb.
Really, I got Spiritomb. I forgot how I got Spiritomb.
You have to connect with 88 different people.
Really?
In the underground, and then you get this like stone thing from this one dude on the opposite side of the city you see it at. And once you go back there, you put the stone in, and if all the conditions are met, meaning 88 people plus the stone, Spirit Tomb attacks. You can catch it.
Well, I had Spirit Tomb, but I don't remember. I remember getting the stone though.
That or your friend traded it to you.
Probably.
But back to the Isle of Armor, I guess. Yeah.
But for me, like, and I think that's the thing. Like, I feel like, and another thing, they took out so many moves.
Mm-hmm.
So Sword and Shield that just kind of like that kind of desensitized the game, as well as just like after you beat the game, it's like what? And like I know
supplies that too, though. It's like now that like you can, like I feel like I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna go into like that item remaker thing and just get into a hole with that and recipes and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I fuck with that. What else? I fuck with?
I shook down a tree the first time I went down there, and I saw that it dropped apricorns, and I was like, ooh!
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I guess, like, it, I don't hate it. I mean, like, for me, what I would rate Sword and Shield, I would rate it like a 7 or like a 6.5. So, like, because that's how I feel when I play
above
the game.
Average?
Yeah, just like,
I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a 5. I'd say it's an average game.
I'd say it's an average game, but like it still has like
its moments. Like for me, it has its charms.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's
I feel like most games, like for example, like a AAA title like Spider-Man. Spider-Man got the same effect as Pokemon. Once you beat it, what? Then what? You're gonna keep doing these petty crimes? Like you're gonna swing around New York, like. So, like...
Did you hear that this sequel is going to be a continuation of the story?
Miles Morales. Boy, yeah. I need that. I don't even want a PlayStation 5, but I need that.
You're going to buy the Wi-Fi router?
I'm not going to buy it.
I have to say, as it pertains to the PS5... Galarian Registeel be looking slick.
Yo, dead ass, man. That shit, bro. I was watching this. I think I was on YouTube. I was doing homework and I had YouTube in the background. Mm-hmm. And initially I was watching the Smash tournament, and you know how YouTube is. It just keeps going on.
Same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, not same shit. Just like shit that like it. Similar shit. So I ended up on Zero's page. You know, Zero, professional Smash player. He retired. Whatever. And he was just cycling through memes. And one of the memes was the PlayStation 5, but it was Cloud's Buster Sword. And it looked so natural, dog. It was weird. Like, I was looking at it like, damn, that sword, I don't remember his sword being that clean. He was like, and it's funny because he said the same. He was like, wow, his sword's really clean. He was like, oh, shit, that's a PlayStation 5. And I was like, oh, shit. And I had to run it back like, yo.
Oh, man. So, final thoughts on the DLC before we cut to the shit talking portion of the podcast. What would you out of 10? Where one is what 7?
7 because it brings me a reason to play the game. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed Cub Fu. I know not.
Cub Fu. I like him. He was adorable.
Yeah, and I like Urshifu too. I'm not mad as
Path of Darkness or Path of Water.
What you think?
Water. Same. Cause I don't know about you, bro. It's like,
yo,
I ain't never seen a fighting water type before.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like why would you do darkness? Yo, if you really wanted to get somebody, should have been water, like. Fighting fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like fighting fighting water. That would have been.
I would say maybe not fighting fire because we have so many of the starters.
Yeah. I fucking Infernape and Incineroar.
I would say fighting electric. Is there a fighting electric already?
Maybe. I would say fighting dragon. It's like no, that'd be wild.
Oh, do you also want a dragon evolution?
Yes, of course. You know we're getting.
I knew it.
Yes, like what, bro? If I had to choose, like if I was in the Pokemon world and I was, your typical Pokemon trainer, I would be either a fire type trainer or a dragon type trainer, maybe a ghost type trainer, but I'm definitely choosing fire or dragon as my initial teams. Like,
yeah, but either way, so I would say as far as Sword and Shield, that gets a 5. Sword and Shield plus Island of Armor, I'd say I'm kind of like at a 6, maybe a 7.
I would give it a 7. I would give it a 7 just because, like,
because Isles of Armor makes it a better product, in my opinion.
I agree, but like the reason why I think Isle of Armor makes it a better product is because we all feel as though Isle of Armor should have been in the base game.
Yeah, like those are the best DLCs, the ones that feel like they could have been there in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, and Kubfu's fucking adorable.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I think the game lacked legendaries because that's like part of the Pokemon charm. Like after you beat Pokemon, you're like, ooh, what legendaries can I get? Bro, all you get is Zacian or Zamazenta. You don't get shit else. And that just is like a buzzkill. Like knowing that there's no more legendaries for you to catch legitimately. It's like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, they even have, I think
that's going to make the Isle of Tundra much better. Like, we've gone so long.
So, with the Crown of Tundra, exactly. They're adding all the legendaries in Crown of Tundra.
And
then they're adding
They're
adding the previous ones. So, like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, Crown of Tundra.
What do you think about, we'll get into this a little bit more once the Crown Tundra actually releases, because we're going to do this again when that releases. But, what are your, at least to wrap this last bit of the podcast up, what are your impressions on the legendary birdery trains?
Oh, the Galarian forms of Zapdos, Articuno. I'm glad. I'm like, because I was thinking the same shit. Like once they introduced Alolan forms, I was like, that's cool, but why didn't they do that for any of the legendaries? Why didn't we get any Alolan legendaries? And then,
I mean, when I saw that they gave Zigzagoon a 3rd evolution, that's when I knew, okay, so really it's like the possibilities really are limitless at this point.
Exactly.
Because, what I'm saying. Like, the Alolan forms were very adhered to they didn't deviate from the evolution structure, but it's...
Yeah. But, like, it makes sense, though, that they did, because, like, I feel like they're running out of ideas, so, like, and rather than integrating new Pokemon, why don't we just create new forms of old ones?
Right, but that still accomplishes the same thing.
Exactly.
It's like
because it feels different. It's not the same.
Right,
it's
but mechanically they are completely different Pokemon. Because here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
The Combat Chicken is not going to have the same stats as normal Zapdos.
Right.
So what they end up doing is that there's less work from like building them from scratch, but all the other work of maintaining those Pokemon is still there.
Exactly.
I will say this though. I feel like if they were to do anything else, like after these 2 DLC, I'd like a Battle Frontier type of thing. I'd like to actually go to the fucking Battle Frontier they teased in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Those fucks. I'd like maybe... I
also like that little flying feature that they had in...
Oh, yeah. Office. Dude, you never needed it to use an HM again, for HM Fly ever again.
Right. You could just ride your little Pokemon. That shit was cool.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and the encounters...
I like small little shit like that in the game.
Right. I can't begin to tell you how often I've just spent exploring all those little islands and shit.
Right, because you couldn't fly there naturally. You had to just come across that shit randomly. And then the legendary Pokemon that you came across on those little islands as well.
You seen the rift in the fucking sky and shit?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, yo, that shit just made it like, I was like, damn, they're really snapping with this shit. Right. And that made me play it that much more. Like,
dude, I put more... Granted, I'm a Hoenn junkie, so I probably put more time into Alpha Sapphire because that was my first Hoenn game. Like then that was legal, but either way. So, ladies and gentlemen, final verdict on Isle of Armor.
6.5. We'll settle.
6.5. We'll settle for 6.5. Just above average, but below good.
Yeah, just somewhere in
somewhere in between. I mean? Somewhere in between. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the High Soapbox. We're going to do a brief little shout-out segment. Let's just I want to do a shout-out to my boy Stefan Mills.
Shout out Stefan.
Yes, sir. My homeboy been killing it with the blogs. He's been killing it on the stream. You can check him out at Steph J Mills. Mills is with a Z, everywhere on social media, on Twitch specifically, where he streams LOL most weekends, and certainly on his Instagram as well, as well as StephJMills.com, where he posts very insightful and wise blogs and informational pieces. Shout out to my boy, friend of the show, PT Sean, killing it with the FNX sponsorships. Follow him on Instagram at it's Sean _99. Check my boy out. Yo, you got anybody you want to shout out?
Man, shout out to homie Bayer at Bayer on Instagram, BYHEIR on Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok, Byte at BWise or Bayer. Shout out Janad again, my cousin Janad TME on Instagram. He raps, as well as Caesar Rodney TME on Instagram as well. He raps there pretty good. So the homies. Shout out the rest of the squad too.
Shit, everybody in Java.
Everyone. Shit. Everyone. If you were in my circle, shout out you.
Last two shout-outs from me. Shout-out to the 42 podcast run by Ben Duran, a.k.a. Caleb Broadnax, a.k.a. the Fat Bastard, my boy.
Shout out Caleb, bro. Shout out Caleb, dog. I hope you are doing well, bro.
He runs a fucking funny podcast called the 42 Podcast. He says some shit. I was a guest on it. If you like me and the shit that comes out of my face hole, you can go check you can go check me out on the 42 Podcast. I will admit, he says some shit that's a little left even from me. And lastly, shout out to a new little product that we've been working on. We've moved our merchant store over to Redbubble. Please consider going to check that out. We've got plenty of new products out for Pride Month that will persist past Pride Month. So us repping the gay community, LGBTQ community, ain't gonna stop just when July 1st comes. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the High Soapbox on this fantastic Pokemon / Isle of Armor review special. Billy Badass, Bill Brown, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.